What's up, Bolts Nation? Big things are happening in Los Angeles, and they could completely change the course of our season. I've got some massive updates. From a major shakeup on the offensive line to a potential blockbuster move that would have Justin Herbert grinning ear to ear. Are we about to see the best version of this team in years, or are we rolling the dice on something too risky? You're not going to believe what's on the table today. So grab a seat, hit that like button, and let's dive straight into it. The Chargers' offensive line is going through a transformation that could define the future of this franchise. And let's be real, keeping Justin Herbert upright isn't just a priority, it's an absolute necessity if we want to go deep. This season, the moves we're seeing in the trenches right now are fascinating. With Makey Becton coming in and the addition of Andre James as center, the interior O-line just got a serious upgrade, or at the very least we're looking at some intense competition heading into training camp. A few weeks ago, nobody saw this coming, but here's where it gets really interesting. Zion Johnson, our former first-round pick, is rumored to be shifting to center. It's a bold move, but if it works, it could completely revitalize his career. Imagine if he locks down that spot and starts dominating. It'd be like getting a brand new player without using a single draft pick. And just when we thought Trey Pipkins III might be a cap casualty, freeing up $6, $75 million, now there's buzz that he could stay on as a swing tackle. That rumor gained traction after one of our depth tackles signed with Washington. Johnson could be the odd man out at center if he doesn't adjust quickly. He's competing with James and Bradley Bozeman, and at guard there's a high chance. The Chargers use an early draft pick to strengthen that position. As for Pipkins, even though cutting him would save cap space, the Chargers might see value in keeping him around. He didn't work out as a guard, but as a backup tackle, he could be a solid insurance policy if injuries hit. These moves might not be the flashiest, and even Becton comes with risk. The Chargers gave him a big deal after just one successful season at guard. But the reality is they had to make moves on the O-line. They took a smart, cost-effective route with plenty of upside. It's the kind of calculated gamble this front office loves to make. And just when you think that's the biggest news of the day, hold on, because there's a massive rumor swirling around a $90 million superstar potentially landing in Los Angeles. If this happens, our offense is going to look completely different. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about one of the most explosive playmakers in the entire league, and if this trade goes down, it's a game changer for Herbert and the Chargers. Wide receiver has been a glaring need for this team, especially after losing Joshua Palmer in free agency. We need a legit weapon, not just a replacement, but someone who can elevate this offense to another level. Sure, we brought in Mike Williams, but let's be honest, that's a risky bet. He had a rough 2024 season bouncing between the Jets and Steelers, and consistency has been an issue for him. Right now, we've got Ladd McConkey, who was a breakout star in 2024, and Quentin Johnston, our first rounder from 2023. But Johnston has been, let's just say, wildly inconsistent. The talent is there, but the execution, not so much. With free agent options drying up, Pro Football Focus analyst Mason Cameron just dropped a wild trade proposal that would send Tyreek Hill from the Dolphins to the Chargers. That's right, Tyreek freaking Hill. Even though he posted the lowest receiving grade of his career, 70 centimeter 3, in 2024, Hill is still one of the most electric weapons in the NFL, Cameron wrote. Over the last 3 seasons, he's been in the 92nd percentile for receiving grades and the 99th percentile in yards per route run. Pairing him with Ladd McConkey could turn this Chargers receiving core into an absolute nightmare for defenses. Now, we know Hill wanted out of Miami late last season, though he's walked that back a little since then. But the writing's on the wall. His long-term future with the Dolphins is uncertain, and if they're smart, they might move him now rather than later. Some people are worried about a decline at age 31, but let's not forget, Hill played through injuries last season. Even at less than 100%, he'd be a massive upgrade for this offense. The trade cost is still up in the air, but a second-round pick feels like the starting point. The good news? Hill is under contract through 2026, so the Chargers wouldn't be renting him for just a year. If this team wants to take the next step, they have to give Herbert more weapons. Adding Tyreek Hill would be a franchise-altering move that instantly makes this offense more dangerous. So here's the big question. Are the Chargers finally making the moves to unlock their full potential? They're rebuilding their O-line, and they might be pulling off a blockbuster deal to supercharge the offense. But is it enough? Is this the year we finally take that leap? Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any Chargers updates.